Well, hello, it's Chris Bros again with the Minneapolis Ski Jumping Club weekly update for today is Monday, February 17th, just a few days after our Flyfest, our annual fundraiser / ski jumping competition on the Big Hill, and I have got to say, we absolutely rocked it. I mean, literally, I got off the plane last Monday, a week ago today, and did not know what to expect for the week. We had some challenging weather with snow rolling through. The temps looked like they were going to plummet. Didn't know if it would be just in time for our comp, or luckily, it was still quite nice for comp day. Ticket sales were doing decent, but they were a little tight. So a week ago today, I can tell you my undies were a bit more of a bunch than they are right now. Super, super stoked. The event could not have gone better. I so appreciate the club support for such a big day for the club. Not having an event last year, not even being able to support ski jumping throughout the season last year with the crazy winter we had, and then the insurance problems that we had that we couldn't open up during the summer. It had been a very, very challenging 12 months, and I really, really appreciate, and I'm super proud of the club, the way that we were able to band together, and we were able to pull off a really, really phenomenal event. I mean, from the ambiance, it just seemed like there was just a great vibe everywhere. The band was fun. The ski jumping was great. I didn't even have ski jumpers complaining at me, and that there is a win. I mean, that never really happens. It seemed like the food trucks enjoyed themselves. I mean, and watching those bus after bus. I mean, normally we have like shuttles going back and forth to and from the parking ramp. Those were full-size buses, and honestly, they were packed ride after ride after ride. So super, super stoked. Thank you all for coming together and making this work out for the club. It was huge. And kudos to you guys. In next week, I'm going to be gone all week this week. I'm helping run another Continental Cup. It's a World Cup up in northern Michigan, about 5 hours away. I'll be up there for the week, helping them run their events. And then next week, I'd like to do a follow-up meeting. So if anybody's available and wants to kind of talk about things that we can do better for our next year's events and the upcoming events and how we can continue to grow the club, I'd love some feedback. We'll get a Google web form out so you can supply some feedback, and then we'll have some discussions next week. Our training days are limited at this point throughout the year, so I'm going to try and not take up any ski practice days, but instead I am going to ask and see if we can get people to do a meeting and kind of recap Flyfest likely next week sometime. But anyways, thank you all so much. It was a fantastic event. A lot of smiles were had. Also over the weekend, Madison, Wisconsin, they held their annual competition. Pictures look great. It looks like they had a ton of people. Congrats to them. They did well, as well as Cameron, Wisconsin. They've just got a small single ski jump in Wisconsin, but I saw pictures. It looked like a very nice event. Weather for the upcoming week looks brutal. Today was brutal. Tomorrow is nearly as bad. I mean, my kids, they've already had school canceled for tomorrow, so I highly doubt that we're going to be jumping tomorrow, but we shall see. In fact, it is so cold out here right now that the ice has heaved at the front door, that concrete pad that's out front has heaved so much that front door doesn't even open on the chalet right now. So please, if you're coming to the ski jumps, come in through either the ski door or this side door that faces the 70 meter into the main room here. Use these two doors until further notice. That front door is just stuck shut. But yes, so that means it is quite cold out. So tomorrow's almost for sure out, but obviously, as always, keep an eye on our team Snapchat as we'll get out notices if we do think we're going to be jumping or not. Quick reminder on club policy for canceling. That's basically any air temp 0 or colder. We'll go ahead and cancel, as well as any wind chill warning, and that's typically around -25 with the wind chill. Anything that's colder than that, we're just going to go ahead and call it. It's not fun or safe for anybody. Hill conditions right now, though, we did receive a good dose of snow on Friday. Obviously, we cleared it all, and the big hill is totally dialed. Looks very, very sweet. But I did not have an opportunity to clear the small hills yet. But the cat is running. I'm going to get those hills catted and groomed in real nice so that the outruns and landing hills are totally dialed in by the time I leave this evening. So don't worry about that. But the in-runs will need some work. So it is going to take a little small army of people to rake and shovel, float, and blow out those tracks. So if and when we jump this week, it would be nice to have some parent support to come out and make sure those coaches get some support getting those in-runs cleared. Again, I'm sure they'll be putting out notice on the team Snapchat. Hours this week, again, almost guaranteed. Don't count on it quite yet, but almost guaranteed. No jumping on Tuesday. And then the typical Wednesday looks like we should be good. That's the 30 meter, the 28 meter with Tony. They show up at 6:15 for stretching and warm-ups. The small hills try and be on the hill around 6:30 with Nick, maybe Pete and Mo. And then the large hill. The large hill, since I am out of pocket, I'm going to be in northern Michigan in the next few hours for the rest of the week. That means Tom's going to be running it. Tom will not be available on Thursday, so it really only looks like possibly Tuesday, but probably not, and Wednesday. So Wednesday might just be your only night of jumping this week on the big, unfortunately. Chalet Cafe will not likely be open this week unless you see some last minute out of Mary Lou. The Deidre will presumably be at the office at normal business hours on Wednesday. And Thursday, we're likely going to just kind of can it completely. So hopefully people can just take a little bit of a rest after what was most sure a very busy week last week. This weekend, we do have quite a few competitions going on in the Midwest here that I should mention. Friday is not open in St. Paul. They're not doing their tournament because they do a good job getting their whole club to try and get it up to Coleraine, Wisconsin. Coleraine is just a couple hours north of here, and they've got a whole host of jumps. It's their weekend. They're going to have comps, I believe, on both days, Saturday and Sunday. And so since St. Paul takes much of their club there, they kind of take that Friday off. They have an 8, a 15, a 20, a 40, and a 70. So a nice facility, not incredibly far away, generally a pretty good place to go check out for maybe one of your first out-of-town visits. So that's available this weekend, as well as, just like I should plug, that Continental Cup. So there's literally a World Cup B Series that we're hosting. I help them run in northern Michigan. It's about 5-hour drive from here. There will be 4 World Cups throughout the weekend, 1 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday, presuming we don't have any weather issues. And it's a tailgate party. It's kind of like our event with just a good spectator draw, a lot of fun ski jumping, and a really good, fun environment to go check out. So if you'd like to see some of the best in the world, like we will have full World Cup A jumpers who have been scoring points that will be in attendance there in Iron Mountain, Michigan. I highly recommend, if you want to see what it's like to go off a big jump, there will be jumps most certainly into the 130-meter range, meaning nearly double as far as we can go on our big hill. It's a pretty cool sight to see. Myself, as well as some of the club members, I'm sure may be there on site working on the hill, at least attending and watching, and or certainly some jumpers that you saw coming off our hill this week will be jumping there themselves. So pretty exciting stuff. Let me know, as always, if you guys have any questions about traveling, where you should go, when you should go, and some of our recommendations. Never hesitate to reach out to your coach. Anyways, that's the story for this week. Today's Monday, February 17th, 2025, and we will catch you all soon. Thanks.